Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Marvel Legends review. Here I have the Spider-Man Magic the Gathering collab, specifically the Battle Damage Spider-Man, although on the package it just does say Spider-Man. This figure retails for $39.99. I got mine from a pre-order, however he should be showing up in stores. I know some people have been finding them in the most recent Target reset, which is supposed to be today, Sunday, so I'm filming this on Sunday. It's going to be uploaded on Monday. But anyway, $40. You get a card. You get a figure. We're going to see if the value's there. But I wanted to start off with the packaging. It is quite large. Makes sense. These cards, they're pretty big. And there's the barcode if you're looking for it. It says Spider-Man. It has the card art on that side, as well as a bigger card art on that side, as well as Magic the Gathering. On the back, you have all of the other characters in the wave, and it does say MTG Spider-Man up top. But anyway, you know what time it is. Time to open it up. I do want to point out when opening this, there is quite a lot of tape on the actual card here. It's in its own little plastic sleeve, but there's a piece of tape at the bottom here. There's a piece of tape at the top, and depending on how it's taped, you might have overlapping tape like on the extra hand effect pieces here. So just be careful not to rip the card itself. Alright, I was successfully able to get him out of the box, so let's take a look at our accessories. Of course, we're going to start with the foil card here, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't play Magic the Gathering, although I did buy some Magic the Gathering packs. If you check out my last video, it was opening up 2 of the play boosters. So I don't know if this card's actually any good in a Commander deck or Standard. I'm not sure what the terms are. I know Commander is one of them, but yeah, there you go. That's what Legendary Creature looks like here. He's the second promo in the set. You'd think he'd be the first. Interesting. But yeah, you can tell it's a promo. It says promo. There's a P, and it also says PRM. What I also like is it says the name of the artist who did this particular artwork. I do like that. So yeah, you get a card here, and it also comes with like a legalese paper. Or not paper. A legalese card, rather. So there's that for you. I'm not going to open this. I was thinking about it, but I decided to not open it. But if you want to know what the back of a Magic card looks like, that's basically what it looks like. Pretty standard. Anyway, I wanted to also take a look at the background here, because the background is supposed to be the card art background. You can see the web going back there and the city. It's basically just like zoomed in. And, you know, it's a nice background if you want something for Spider-Man. And I think it actually is supposed to go that way, but I don't know. They made this box kind of weird. It looks good, though, if you want a nice backdrop for Spidey. The blue contrasts nicely with the rest of him. But I'm going to... Yeah, he doesn't like to stand up sometimes, but... Anyway, accessory-wise, let's go over what I know for a fact is reuse. So we have here this web effect piece we've seen many times, mostly in the retro card and first appearance Spider-Man. I think they both came with one. What I like to do is I like to get a thumbtack, put it in the wall, and then get Spidey to hang from the bottom end. But this is translucent. It's not white, so I do like that. It's just kind of got that milky consistency. It's not bad. This is a reuse from the Maximum Spider-Man figure. As you can see, it's basically like a Captain America shield. I don't think it's shown in the art card. Okay, it is shown in the art card. It actually goes on this side, if I can. There you go. I wouldn't recommend clipping it on like that. I would actually take the hand off and then slide that on, just because sometimes the plastic they use can be brittle. This one actually seems pretty good, like very easy to manipulate, so maybe they did fix it from that Maximum figure, but yeah, nice shield. Nice sound, too. We'll take a look at Spider-Man in a second, of course, but we have some accessories, hand accessories. He's got 2 fists, which I think they're identical, but the web paint job looks a little odd on the one. He's got tooth whips. I'm pretty sure these are reuse. I'm just not sure where from. I do have some other figures to look at, but not the hands from them, really. And then he's got 2 wall crawling hands, which I don't believe these are reused from Maximum. Maximums are way more open, way more splayed out. These ones are more like straight down, as you can see. So there's that. And then there's the new head sculpt here, which I'm certain this is new, but it might just be how they painted it. But we got a battle damaged Peter Parker head here. He's got a scratch up there. He's got a somewhat of a black eye. It's a little hard to tell, but it's definitely a black eye he's got. And he's got some scratches, which don't feel to be molded on. But this looks new to me. And I'll go ahead and stick that on the figure. Alright, head came off, not too bad. Alright, there we go. So that's what it looks like with the head on. It actually sits much higher than I was expecting. That's kind of weird looking. Yeah, that looks weird. Why does it sit up so high like that? Yeah, you can see like the back of his head's kind of poking out. Is that supposed to be like that? Yeah, it's on all the way. Strange. Ugh. Yeah, if I put the mask sculpt back on. Okay, I guess this one sits up a little high too. Alright, and now the camera doesn't want to focus. Let me try adjusting. Maybe if I adjust the height here. There we go. So, battle damaged Spidey, if it would focus. Good enough. So, most of this, if not all of it, is new molds. I think that there's only some things here that aren't new, but everything else, as far as I know, is a new mold. The head sculpt, of course, that looks good. It reminds me of, which one is it? Not Shattered Dimensions. Friend or Foe? I think it's that video game. That it very looks like the Friend or Foe head, or rather, his eyes. They're kind of squinted, kind of annoyed looking Spider-Man. Angry, I guess. But yeah, basically anywhere you see like battle damage or rips in the cloth, that is all molded detail that has been painted. Same thing with the legs here, even the boots. So everything you see that is battle damage is sculpted in there. If you run your finger across it, you can feel the bumps of like the plastic where like the cloth has been ripped or torn. So I do appreciate that. Even the scars up here, these are molded on there. My finger catches them. So I wouldn't say they went the extra mile, but they put the attention to detail in the sculpt and then added to it. So I do appreciate that. See if I can get more light in here. The back, there's not too much on the back. There's some on down here, but pretty much the rest of the suit, besides the arm, from the back looks fine. And the hair, of course, sticking out. I do like how they did the hair and the jawline coming out, although it does look kind of weird with the jaw. Like if I put, his head here, his jaw kind of goes inward, whereas this one doesn't go inward at all, and it's just flat. But I mean, it is molded like that, and there's some red poking out. That's not great on a $40 figure. Oh well. Can fix that up somehow. Maybe add like some fabric glue. Anyway. This mostly reuses the base of the Renew Your Vows retro card Spidey figure. I don't have the Renew Your Vows figure specifically, but I don't think the colors would match all that well with that particular figure. Actually, I think this Spider-Man doesn't look like any of the other Spider-Man. The symbols Renew Your Vows. The web lining is more like the retro card, although that one had 4 stitches, or I don't know what it's called, like panels, I guess. It had 4 panels across. This one has 6, like the maximum. Yeah, so I mean, there's that, but articulation isn't hindered at all by any of the battle damage. So head sculpt wise, it's on the dumbbell joint with the cutout in the back. I can take this off so you can see what I'm saying. There you go. You can see the cutout, although the cutout doesn't seem all that helpful. Actually, now that this feels stuck almost. Yeah, it feels like this doesn't want to move. I might take a hairdryer to that, heat that up, see what the issue is, because, yeah, this doesn't want to move forward at all. Well, I'm getting it a little bit loose. Just wiggling it. Yeah, I definitely feel it moving in there, but it doesn't feel like there's a lot of movement. So, I'll take a hairdryer to that, heat it up, try to get it moving. Maybe that's why his head looks so weird. Yeah, I mean, it looks a little bit better like that. Another thing I just noticed, the color between the torso and the head is just a noticeably different. Like if you look to the side here, you can see that this is way brighter than the torso. From the front, it's not so bad. And you know, with the battle damage, I'm sure it'll be just fine. But articulation, back to that. He can do more than a T-pose. That's pretty good. Of course, you got the 360. You have the butterfly. Always nice to see butterfly in a Marvel Legends figure. Okay, so it can go back very far, and then forward, not as much, but not too bad. He's got bicep swivel, can go all the way around. Double jointed elbows, can touch his shoulder, and of course, depending on what hand you want, you got the fists. They can do that. Whips, you know, you get the picture. And then the midsection here, he's got all of that going on. Crunch forward on the upper, crunch back on the upper, and then he's got crunch on the forward, crunch on the backward. Let's see, he can do the splits, although when I tried moving these, let's see, are those drop down hinges? I think these might be drop down hinges. Yep, he's got drop down hinges, so they go up and down. I don't like how they feel. This plastic feels not brittle, but like if I move it a certain way, it might tear. So just be careful on doing this, because it doesn't feel too bad. But his kick forward, poor, not very great. Sideways, pretty decent. Doesn't get a full flat. This is really tight up here. Not a fan of that. Hope I didn't just break it. Alright, I'm gonna probably hairdryer that too. Yeah, and then leg wise, he's got the double joints, although the lower one doesn't want to move too much. Not much movement there. He's got boot cut. He's got, you know, tilt, pivot. I did that backwards. I did the pivot, then the tilt. And he's also got a toe bend, pretty good, and can go forward as well. I always thought that looked like a nose. But decent articulation, just like the, you know, Renew Your Vows body. But good figure here. Anyway, size comparison time, favorite part. We're only going to do Spider-Man size comparisons, but he stands at just about 6.5 inches tall. Alright, which one do I want to start with? I'm going to start with arguably the best, probably my favorite now, Maximum. They're very similar in height, although he is taller. Let me see if I can get this a little lower. Color-wise, the reds, I would say they're pretty close. His red is a bit more orange. His blue is a lot darker. Proportionally, they're very different. Obviously, this is a completely different mold to this one. I'm sure some of you are interested in this. I am going to do the civilian head on this figure. That's a shame. Yeah, it sits even higher than that one does on this body. So yeah, I mean, you could probably get it to work, but there's a lot in there, you can see. I mean, if he's looking down, it looks pretty bad. Yeah, this is a shame. He's got giraffe neck. But again, you know, if you want to make this work, you probably could with a certain angle, but that sucks. So that probably means that this head sculpt and this body probably not going to work either. It is smaller too, I just noticed. So, yeah, head sculpt on that body probably not going to work. So that sucks. I was hoping to use it on that body for some poses. Oh well. I would get the other head out of my storage bin there, but I just don't want to for the Maximum figure. I don't like the head sculpt anyway. And then the figure it's most like, I have the retro card here, and you can see that much of it is very similar. The shoulders have been changed. They don't come out as far. His arms don't go straight down. They go more at an angle. The legs are different to this one. And the crotch piece, midsection, that looks to be the exact same. The toes, I'm sure that's the same as Renew Your Vows, because these have almost the same shape, but of course, you know, different years between them. I think those two probably have the closest color match, but the symbol is not big enough on the retro card, so this one's probably out. But probably the closest I've seen. But you know, if you want to do a custom paint job, maybe make this guy Spider-Man again, you know, remove all the detail. I wouldn't bother, but you could do that. And then lastly, I have the first appearance or Amazing Friends figure. And he looks pretty good next to these three. He probably has the closest red, but his is still too bright. The blue, his blue is more purple. His blue is more like a navy. But there you go. There's what the other Spider-Man look next to the battle damaged Spider-Man. I meant to play the copy card before I showed them off, but I got too excited. Oh well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of battle damaged Spidey. Is $40 too much for you? You know, because it comes with a card, because it's a collaboration. Do you think the accessories make up for that cost and difference? I mean, even if the card was $10, would I say that this, the full set of her hands and the head sculpt is $30? What we're getting now, and with tariffs and other stuff, I would say it's probably worth $30 without the card. So if you want to sell the card for $10 on like eBay or to your local game store, I'd try that. I think 30 would have been a fine price for this. I definitely wanted it for my collection. I collect a lot of Spideys, but hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.